Hi everyone, this is Dr. David Fazito, and I'd like to welcome you to Individual Society and Culture Anthropology 100X, being offered through the University of Alaska Fairbanks through eCampus. And in this brief screencast here, I'm going to talk a little bit about what the field of anthropology is all about. For me, it's in part about home, about place, and of course, in this world today, many of us have many different places. Some of us have one place that they know through their family as a whole. Here you see my late Aunt Rosa in Malili, Sicily, key in terms of things like storytelling, handing down the past. This relates to cultural anthropology in terms of things like normative behaviors, standards, ways of believing what the world is and what the world is all about. We also see in this class the history of movement across time and space and how some places remain and how some places fade. And indeed, what anthropology does more than anything else, more than any other discipline perhaps, is to put our human experience in a deep historical context. So we consider the paths of migration, whether this be today, in the present, or whether this be in the past. And we consider the various lifeways that have occurred in the disciplines of, or the subfields of archaeology as well as biological anthropology. For us today, we have meaning making that takes place in a number of different places, symbolic practices, whether these are religious symbolic practices or otherwise. We have belief systems about ways of healing, about ways of being. Some of these that we look at as rather dated, as rather archaic. But of course, during the time period, many of these ideas were in vogue. Many of these ideas were new and exciting, and people sought out new ways to heal themselves. We also, in this class, will talk about things like looking at things like landscapes and looking at things like current events. And all of these, the field of anthropology has something to say about how we conceptualize nature, how we think about nature, and how we think about nature and our place within nature, particularly in light of things like consumerism and the economy and all of these varied things. And so what anthropology does as a discipline is it offers you a series of tools to think critically about the world around you, about where it is that we've been, about where it is that we're going.